Throughout history, a select few have understood a hidden truth, one so powerful that it allows those who master it to shape their reality itself. This knowledge, once reserved for mystics and sages, was passed down through generations, waiting for the moment when humanity would be ready to embrace it. Now that moment has arrived. These principles are not just theories, they are the forces that have guided the greatest minds in history. Those who grasp them unlock an extraordinary ability, the power to manifest their deepest desires, transcending the limitations of ordinary existence. The universe operates under immutable laws, as constant as the rising sun and as reliable as the changing seasons. Just as gravity shapes the movement of celestial bodies, so too do unseen laws govern the creation of experience. These laws respond not to words, actions, or fleeting wishes, but to the unwavering conviction that resides within the heart. Visualization is not just an idle fantasy, it is a creative force. When you hold a clear image in your mind with absolute certainty, you activate the very power that forms galaxies and gives life to the physical world. This ability lies dormant within you, waiting to be awakened. This journey will challenge everything you believe about reality. Your circumstances are not fixed. They respond to your focused intention and belief. By learning and applying these ancient principles, you join a lineage of those who have reshaped their lives through the sacred art of manifestation. Are you ready to unlock this hidden wisdom? Chapter 1. The Sacred Law of Manifestation. In a forgotten corner of a city, tucked between towering buildings, a small bookstore held a secret that would change the life of a struggling artist. Marcus, a young painter, spent his days sketching between the dusty shelves, his dreams of recognition as distant as the stars. His work, though filled with soul, remained unseen, gathering dust in his tiny apartment. One evening, as golden sunlight filtered through the old windows, Marcus discovered an aged envelope pressed between the pages of an antique book. Inside was a yellowed letter, its edges softened by time. The words, written in elegant script, spoke of a hidden truth. The universe does not respond to desperate wishes or fleeting desires, but to the unwavering belief that dwells in the heart. What you accept as true with absolute certainty becomes your reality. Marcus felt the weight of these words deep within him. Until that moment, he had believed in his art, but doubt had always lingered in the background. That night, he made a decision that would change his life forever. Each morning, he stood before his canvas and held in his mind an unshakable vision. Not a wish, not a hope, but a certainty. He imagined his paintings displayed in galleries, collectors marveling at his work, critics writing praise-filled reviews. Though his external circumstances appeared unchanged, he remained steadfast in his conviction. Then, imperceptible shifts began to occur. A stranger paused longer before his street displays. A local cafe invited him to exhibit his work. A collector passing by the cafe noticed his paintings and inquired about purchasing them. This is the sacred law of manifestation. Belief is not mere positive thinking. It is a force as real as gravity, as constant as the northern star. Consider a seed planted in fertile soil. You do not doubt its growth. You know with absolute certainty that in time it will sprout. This same unwavering knowledge must be applied to your desires. The universe responds to absolute conviction. Doubt creates resistance, but pure belief opens channels through which your desires flow into reality. This is not blind faith, but alignment with the fundamental laws of creation. What you accept as truth in the depths of your being becomes the blueprint for your reality. Like Marcus, you stand at the threshold of transformation. Your current circumstances are merely reflections of past beliefs, not indicators of your future. The sacred law is waiting to be recognized and applied. Ritual of discovery, the practice of transformation. 1. Choose one area of transformation. Identify one aspect of your life that you wish to change. It could be financial success, love, health, or personal growth. 2. Create a daily ritual. Find a quiet moment at sunrise or sunset when the veil between possibility and reality is thinnest. Light a white candle to symbolize pure belief. 3. Declare your truth. On a clean sheet of paper, write, "I now choose to believe in." and complete the statement with your desired reality. 4. Reinforce the vision. Place this declaration where you will see it daily. Each morning and evening, read these words, not as a hope, but as an unchangeable fact. 5th, hold the conviction. Maintain this belief with the same certainty that you hold in the rising of the sun. Do not allow external circumstances to shake your faith. This is the first step in awakening the sacred law of manifestation in your life. Chapter 2. Perception as the gateway to power. In the heart of a bustling city where thousands cross paths each day, an elderly photographer stationed himself with his weathered camera. Decades of watching life through his lens had given him a wisdom that few possessed. One autumn morning, Sarah, a young woman who had always felt invisible, encountered him. As she passed, he raised his camera and asked, "May I capture your essence?" His voice was gentle, yet carried an ancient authority. Sarah hesitated. She had spent years avoiding cameras and mirrors, never truly seeing herself. But something about the photographer's presence drew her forward. As he clicked the shutter, he said softly, "Show me who you truly are, not who you believe others see." When she looked at the photograph, her breath caught in her throat. The image revealed a woman of grace and quiet power, her eyes alight with a strength she had never recognized. "This cannot be me," she whispered. The photographer smiled. "The lens captures truth, but your eyes have been clouded by false perceptions. You see what you have been taught to see, not what is truly there." Each day, Sarah returned, and each photograph revealed another layer of her true self. The photographer shared his wisdom. Reality does not shape perception. Perception shapes reality. As Sarah began to see herself differently, the world around her changed. Colleagues sought her advice. Opportunities she once believed beyond her reach began appearing. Her presence commanded attention, not because she had changed, but because she now perceived her own worth. You too hold this transformative ability. Your perception is both the lens through which you view reality and the force that shapes it. The universe does not respond to your words or fleeting thoughts. It responds to how you perceive yourself and the world. If you see yourself as powerless, your reality will reflect powerlessness. If you see yourself as capable, the world will mirror that belief back to you. Reality is a mirror. Change your perception, and the world will transform before your eyes. Ritual of discovery. The mirror of perception. 1. Stand before a mirror at twilight. Observe your immediate perceptions. What judgments arise? What beliefs surface? 2. Shift the light. Light a single candle and place it near the mirror. Take 3 deep breaths and allow your perception to shift. 3. Rewrite your narrative. On paper, write down one limiting perception. Then beside it, write its opposite. A new vision of possibility. 4. Speak it into reality. Each morning and evening, stand before the mirror and declare your new perception as truth. As you practice this ritual, your inner world will shift. And when your inner world changes, so too does the reality that surrounds you. Chapter 3. The Quantum Link. Thought Matter and Reality. In a high-tech research lab, Dr. Elena Martinez stood before a whiteboard filled with equations, frustration evident on her face. For months, she had chased a breakthrough in quantum mechanics, but every attempt led to failure. One evening, as she prepared to leave the lab, her mentor, Dr. Chen, entered the room. His presence carried the weight of decades spent unlocking the mysteries of the universe. Without a word, he placed a leather-bound journal on her desk. "What is this?" Elena asked, running her fingers over its weathered surface. "A tool more powerful than any equation," he replied. "Each night, write in detail what you seek to discover. Visualize it clearly in your mind's eye." The ancients knew what modern science is only beginning to prove. Thought shapes matter at its most fundamental level. Elena scoffed. "With all due respect, visualization won't solve quantum entanglement." Dr. Chen smiled knowingly. "The greatest scientific discoveries began as images in the mind. Einstein saw himself riding alongside a beam of light. Tesla constructed entire machines in his head before building them. The universe responds to focused thought. This is not mysticism. It is a law as certain as gravity." Desperate enough to try anything, Elena followed his advice. Each night she wrote down her breakthrough as if it had already happened. She described her discovery in detail, felt the excitement of success, and imagined herself presenting her findings to the scientific community. At first, nothing changed, but gradually, like the first rays of dawn piercing the darkness, new ideas began to emerge. Patterns she had previously missed became clear. Insights surfaced in her dreams. Within weeks, her research took a dramatic turn. The answers she had been searching for materialized, not through endless calculations, but through a moment of crystal-clear insight, exactly as she had visualized it. This is the power of focused thought. Your mind is not merely a passive observer of reality. It is an active force in shaping it. Your thoughts are not random impulses. They are seeds of reality, waiting to take root in the fertile soil of possibility. Just as a sculptor holds an image in their mind while shaping stone, you must maintain a clear, unwavering vision of your desires. Scattered thoughts create scattered results. Focused thought creates focused results. The ancient masters understood this truth and trained their minds to maintain single-pointed concentration. When you hold a thought consistently with unwavering attention, you create a resonance that attracts corresponding circumstances, insights, and opportunities. Ritual of discovery, the seed of focused thought. 1. Find a quiet space at sunrise. Light a candle to symbolize the illuminating power of thought. 2. Choose one goal, one seed you wish to plant in the garden of reality. Write it in your journal with absolute clarity. 3. Visualize with detail. Close your eyes and see your goal as if it already exists. Feel the excitement, the satisfaction, the certainty of achievement. Commit to a 21-day practice. Spend 7 minutes each morning and evening holding this vision. Let all other thoughts fall away, maintaining only the pure image of your desired reality. This simple yet profound ritual will transform thought into form. Chapter 4. The Mystique of Repetition, Programming the Mind for Belief. Before the sun rose each day, a young athlete named Sarah trained alone on the track. Her movements were precise, yet something held her back, an invisible barrier she couldn't seem to break through. Master Wong, her elderly coach, had guided champions for decades, not just through physical training, but through ancient wisdom passed down through generations. One morning, as Sarah finished her routine, he approached her with quiet authority. "Your body is ready," he said, "but your mind resists." The ancients knew a truth. What you speak to yourself becomes your reality. He handed her a scroll, its edges worn smooth by time. Each morning, speak these words with conviction. Each evening, let them be the last thoughts you hold. The power lies not in the words themselves, but in their repetition. Sarah unrolled the scroll and found simple yet powerful statements. "I am unshakable. My strength flows without limit. Victory lives within me." At first, the words felt hollow, unnatural on her tongue, but Master Wong insisted she continue. Just as water shapes stone through constant flow, repeated words shape the mind. Day after day, Sarah spoke these affirmations. At moments of doubt, she returned to them. During training, they became her rhythm. Slowly, something shifted. The barrier that once held her back began to dissolve. Through this ancient practice, Sarah discovered a fundamental truth. Your repeated thoughts and words shape your experience. Just as a sculptor's chisel transforms marble through countless strikes, daily affirmations reshape your inner world. This knowledge is not new. The wise ones of old understood that words spoken with conviction, repeated with dedication, hold the power to transform reality. Your thoughts and words are not merely reflections of your current reality. They are the tools with which you craft it. Each affirmation, spoken with belief and consistency, plants a seed in the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. Repeated words become living truth. Ritual of discovery. The sacred practice of affirmation. 1. Create your sacred space. Light a white candle to symbolize the pure light of transformation. 2. Write 3 affirmations. Choose statements that resonate with your deepest truth. Example: I naturally attract success. My health and energy are limitless. Opportunities flow to me effortlessly. 3. Speak them aloud. Each morning and evening, say your affirmations 3 times, feeling their vibration in your body. 4th, place your hand over your heart. Connect the words to your inner being, allowing them to take root in your consciousness. 5. Commit to a full lunar cycle. For one full moon cycle, 28 days, repeat your affirmations. Let them become the first and last thoughts of your day. Through this practice, your affirmations will transform from mere words into living reality. Chapter 5. The Alchemy of Emotion. Activating the magnetic power of feeling. In an ancient city, a once renowned restaurant had lost its spark. Its chef, Marcus, had once been celebrated for his inspired dishes, but over time, his passion had dimmed. His cooking, once infused with joy, had become mechanical. One evening, as he prepared a dish, his old mentor, Giuseppe, entered the kitchen. "You have forgotten the most essential ingredient," Giuseppe said softly. Marcus frowned. "What ingredient?" "Emotion," his mentor replied. "Food prepared without love nourishes only the body. Food prepared with love transforms the soul." Marcus paused, memories stirring of the joy that once filled his kitchen. "Close your eyes," Giuseppe instructed. "Remember why you first fell in love with cooking. Feel that passion flow through you again." At first, Marcus felt foolish, but he trusted his mentor's wisdom. He began cooking, not just with his hands, but with his heart. He infused his dishes with love, gratitude, and joy. Gradually, something shifted. Customers lingered longer. Word spread. The restaurant's energy transformed. This is the secret of manifestation. Your emotions are the invisible force that breathes life into your desires. When you infuse your intentions with genuine feeling, they become magnetic, drawing their fulfillment toward you with unstoppable power. What is felt deeply becomes real swiftly. Ritual of discovery, the emotional alchemy 1. Find a quiet space at sunset. Light a candle and sit comfortably. 2. Feel your desire as fulfilled. Instead of just thinking about it, feel it in your heart, breath, and body. 3. Let the emotion expand. Hold the feeling of fulfillment for several minutes, knowing that this energy is the force that draws your desire into reality. 4. Practice daily. Repeat at dawn or dusk, when the veil between thought and manifestation is thinnest. The universe responds not to words, but to the emotions that pulse through your being. Chapter 6. Inner Silence. Unlocking the Sacred Mind. In the heart of a fast-moving metropolis, Michael Thompson sat in his high-rise office, orchestrating billion-dollar deals. Success, by every external measure, was his constant companion. Yet despite his wealth and influence, an emptiness gnawed at him, a restless unease that no achievement could silence. One morning, after yet another sleepless night, his body simply refused to move. The relentless pace of his life had taken its toll. His doctor issued a stark warning: "Step back, or your body will force you to." In a moment of surrender, Michael found himself at an ancient monastery, nestled deep in the mountains. No phones, no meetings, no words, only silence. At first, the stillness was unbearable. His mind raced with unchecked thoughts, deadlines, stock prices, emails waiting for responses. But as the days passed, something profound shifted. One morning, as he sat in the monastery's garden, watching the dawn paint the sky, he experienced a moment of true stillness. In that sacred quiet, a voice emerged, not from the world around him, but from within. For the first time, Michael saw the truth. He had spent years chasing goals imposed by others, never stopping to listen to the whispers of his own soul. The universe speaks in silence, but most people never pause long enough to hear it. Stillness is not an absence of sound. It is a doorway to infinite intelligence. When you quiet your mind, you access a knowing beyond logic, a wisdom beyond thought. The greatest revelations in history came not from noise, but from silence. Newton, sitting under a tree in still contemplation, glimpsed the nature of gravity. Buddha, in silent meditation, uncovered the path to enlightenment. The masters of old knew. Clarity does not come from endless doing, but from sacred stillness. Are you able to sit in silence with yourself? Or does the constant noise of the world keep you distracted? Share your thoughts in the comments. How do you create moments of stillness in your daily life? Ritual of discovery, the sacred silence one. Find a quiet space at dawn. Sit comfortably and allow your breath to find its natural rhythm. 2. Observe, don't control. Let your thoughts flow without attachment, like clouds drifting across the sky. 3. Ask the question. In the silence, ask yourself, what does my heart truly desire? 4. Wait for the answer. Do not force a response. Let it arise naturally, like a whisper from the depths of your being. 5. Repeat daily. Make this a morning practice, when the world itself holds its breath in anticipation of a new day. When you learn to listen in silence, the answers you seek will find you. Chapter 7. Breaking Patterns, Reprogramming Limiting Beliefs. At a bustling coffee shop, Sarah Matthews stirred her untouched latte, staring at the clock. Another day at her accounting firm had left her drained, uninspired. Across from her sat an old friend she hadn't seen in years, Marcus. But something was different. The anxious, uncertain man she once knew was gone. In his place sat someone radiating quiet confidence and purpose. "What changed?" she asked, leaning forward. Marcus smiled. "I realized that my prison existed only in my mind. Every morning I told myself the same story, that I wasn't capable enough, that success belonged to others. Then I learned an ancient truth. Our beliefs create our reality." He shared how he had examined every limiting thought, tracing them to their origins. "These thoughts weren't even mine," he explained. "They were inherited from parents, teachers, society. Once I saw this, I made a choice. I rewrote my beliefs." Sarah was stunned. Could it really be that simple? The truth is, we all carry invisible programs, beliefs that shape our lives without us even realizing it. They act like scripts running in the background, dictating what we believe is possible. But here's the secret. These scripts are not permanent. You have the power to rewrite them. What is one belief that has been holding you back? Have you ever questioned where it came from? Share in the comments. Your insights might help someone else break free. Ritual of discovery, the Freedom Declaration 1. Write down a limiting belief. On a blank page, write one belief that has held you back. 2. Trace its origin. When did you first accept this as truth? Who or what influenced it? 3. Rewrite it. Create a new belief aligned with your highest potential. Example: I'm not worthy of success. I naturally attract success and prosperity. 4. Speak it daily. Each morning, read your new belief aloud 3 times, feeling its truth. 5. Watch the shift. As your belief transforms, so will your reality. Rewriting your beliefs is the first step toward rewriting your destiny. Chapter 8. The Art of Surrender. Trusting the universe's flow. High on a cliff overlooking the Pacific, a young entrepreneur named James Chen watched his bank account dwindle. His startup, once promising, had collapsed despite his relentless efforts. Each morning, he noticed an old fisherman casting his net into the swirling waters below, moving with effortless grace. One dawn, drawn by curiosity, James approached him. "You fight too hard against the current," the fisherman said, though James hadn't spoken a word. He demonstrated his technique. Rather than forcing his net against the tide, he moved with it, allowing the ocean's rhythm to do the work. "The ocean provides," he explained, "but only when you trust its flow. Fight it and you'll exhaust yourself catching nothing." At that moment, James saw the truth. He had been trying to force success, resisting the natural rhythms of life. You may find yourself doing the same, pushing, struggling, trying to control every outcome. Yet the paradox of the universe is this: the more desperately you grasp, the more what you seek eludes you. Ritual of discovery, the sacred release one. Choose a desire you've been forcing. What have you been struggling to control? 2. Visualize letting go. Imagine your desire as a paper boat. See yourself placing it in a river, trusting the current to carry it. 3. Speak these words. I trust in divine timing. I release my attachment to outcomes. 4. Repeat for 7 days. Each time anxiety arises, return to the image of your paper boat floating peacefully downstream. 5. Watch for signs. As you surrender, notice synchronicities and unexpected opportunities appearing. Sometimes the moment you let go is the moment the universe moves in your favor. Chapter 9. Aligning with the universe's frequency. In a grand concert hall in Vienna, a young violinist named Sophia prepared for her performance. Despite years of training, her music lacked something intangible, a resonance that truly moved her audience. One evening, after another uninspired performance, she encountered an elderly conductor sitting quietly in the empty hall. "Your notes are perfect," he said, "but you play only for yourself." Music is not about sound alone. It is about creating resonance with those who listen. He guided her through an exercise. Before you play a single note, attune yourself to the space, to the collective heartbeat of your audience. Let your inner frequency match theirs, then gradually lift it higher. Sophia practiced this daily. The next time she performed, something extraordinary happened. She no longer played the violin. She played the emotions of the room. The audience felt it, and their response was electric. You too possess this ability. Just like a radio must tune into the correct frequency to receive a signal, your energy must align with what you wish to attract. The universe operates on vibrational patterns. Love, success, abundance. They all exist at specific frequencies. When you consciously align your inner state with these frequencies, you become a magnet for their manifestation. Think about the last time you felt truly connected with your surroundings. Have you ever noticed how certain people, places, or moments just feel right? That's vibrational alignment at work. Share in the comments a time when you felt in complete harmony with life. Ritual of discovery, the energy attunement 1. Start each morning in stillness. Place your hands over your heart and breathe deeply. 2. Visualize your desired reality. Imagine it as if it's already happening. 3. Feel the frequency. What emotion does this reality bring? Joy? Peace? Gratitude? Let that feeling flood your body. 4. Adjust to match it. If you feel doubt, breathe it out. Shift until your energy matches the feeling of success. 5. Return to this feeling. Throughout the day, whenever you notice your energy dip, pause and realign. Your energy frequency determines what you attract. Master it, and you master your reality. When I first discovered these ancient principles, one question kept coming to my mind. How do we apply this wisdom in everyday life? Knowledge alone is powerful, but the real transformation happens when you create an environment that aligns with your energy and amplifies your manifestation abilities. That's why we've put together a carefully selected collection of tools designed to help you enhance your visualization, meditation, and manifestation practices. In the description below, you'll find specially chosen items, books that dive deep into these mysteries, energy amulets that help maintain high vibrations, and practical tools for meditation and conscious alignment. Each of these isn't just a product, it's a key to bringing the power of these ancient teachings into your reality. If you're ready to take your practices to the next level, check out the description and find the tools that resonate with you. Chapter 10. Visualization. Creating the blueprint of reality. In a city of steel and glass, an architect named Thomas sat before a blank drafting table. He had a vision, a building that blended nature and urban life. But each time he tried to put it on paper, the image remained elusive. One night, wandering through an old library, he discovered a weathered manuscript. It described an ancient practice, mental architecture. Before masters built anything in stone, they perfected it in thought. Inspired, Thomas began each morning in quiet contemplation, constructing his dream building in his mind. At first, the details were vague, a curve here, a shadow there. But as he refined his vision, solutions to design challenges appeared effortlessly. Months later, his plans were complete, first in his mind, then on paper, and finally in the real world. His masterpiece transformed the city skyline. This is the power of visualization. What you see clearly in your mind's eye must eventually take form in reality. Have you ever experienced a moment where something you imagined vividly came true? Maybe you saw yourself in a new career, a dream home, or a fulfilling relationship before it actually happened. Share your story in the comments. I'd love to hear how your vision shaped your reality. Ritual of Discovery, the sacred visualization one. Find a quiet space. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. 2. Construct your desire in your mind. See it as vividly as possible. Third step, inside the vision. Imagine walking through it, feeling its reality. 4. Infuse it with emotion, joy, excitement, gratitude. Make it real in your heart. 5. Repeat daily. The more clearly you see it, the faster it manifests. Everything that exists in the physical world first existed in someone's mind. What will you create? Chapter 11. Symbols in the Subconscious, Unlocking Hidden Power. In a quiet workshop in an ancient marketplace, a master jeweler named Ibrahim crafted rings, pendants, and amulets, not just as adornments, but as vessels of power. Each morning he meditated on the symbols he would engrave: spirals for abundance, waves for flow, mountains for strength. He understood that symbols carry frequencies that communicate directly with the subconscious mind. His customers, unaware of the deeper significance, felt inexplicably drawn to certain pieces. A merchant who wore a spiral ring reported a sudden flow of new opportunities. A grieving widow, drawn to a pendant marked with the mountain symbol, found unexpected strength. Ibrahim's secret was simple. Symbols serve as silent affirmations. They bypass the analytical mind and speak directly to the deeper self. Look around you. What symbols fill your environment? Are they reinforcing your desires or reflecting limitations? Have you ever been drawn to a certain shape, image, or pattern without knowing why? Tell me in the comments what symbols resonate with you. Ritual of Discovery, creating your sacred symbol. Reflect on your deepest desire, close your eyes and let an image naturally arise in your mind. 2. Draw or find this symbol. It can be anything: a shape, a pattern, an ancient glyph. Third place, it in your daily path, on your phone wallpaper, as jewelry, on your desk. 4. Use it as a reminder. Each time you see it, reconnect with your intention. 5. Observe its influence. Watch how your reality shifts as your subconscious aligns with the symbol. The world is filled with hidden messages. What symbols are speaking to you? Chapter 12. Sacred Geometry, the blueprint of manifestation. In a valley where time moves slowly, a gardener named Thomas noticed something strange. The monastery garden above his land flourished beyond reason. Herbs, flowers, and crops thrived with almost supernatural vitality. Curious, he approached the monks and discovered their secret. The plants were arranged in sacred geometric patterns: spirals, hexagons, and golden ratios. Nature speaks in the language of geometry, the head monk explained. Everything follows these patterns, from snowflakes to galaxies. When you align with them, you align with creation itself. Following their guidance, Thomas reorganized his fields in accordance with sacred geometry. The result? His plants grew stronger, faster, and richer in nutrients than ever before. Geometry is not just math, it is the architecture of the universe. The pyramids, Da Vinci's paintings, even your DNA, they all follow these precise patterns. Have you ever noticed the presence of sacred geometry in nature or art? Have you ever felt drawn to certain shapes? Share in the comments. I'd love to hear what patterns resonate with you. Ritual of Discovery, Sacred Geometric Visualization 1. Close your eyes and envision a circle of light. This represents the container of your intention. 2. Transform it into a triangle. Feel the energy lifting, channeling upward. 3. Ground it with a square. Stabilize your intention in physical reality. 4. Breathe and hold the vision. Let the geometry amplify your creative power. 5. Repeat as needed. Aligning your thoughts with these patterns accelerates manifestation. The universe is built on divine proportions. When you align with them, you unlock nature's most powerful forces. We've uncovered some deep truths today: alignment, symbols, visualization. But now I want to hear from you. What resonated most? Which technique are you excited to try? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more insights into unlocking your power. Chapter 13, Tapping into the Infinite Mind, Accessing Universal Knowledge. In a crowded city filled with noise, a journalist named Michael sat before a blank computer screen. The weight of a deadline pressed upon him, but inspiration refused to come. His fingers hovered over the keyboard, yet no words emerged. Frustrated, he sighed heavily, until a voice behind him spoke. The harder you grasp at thoughts, the more they slip away. Turning, he saw an elderly woman, one of the cleaning staff, who had been silently observing him. Our minds are like still pools, she continued. When we agitate the water, we cannot see what lies beneath. But when we allow it to settle, clarity emerges. Intrigued, Michael decided to try her advice. Each morning before writing, he sat in silence, releasing his need to force inspiration. At first it felt strange, doing nothing when he was used to pushing ideas into existence. But gradually something shifted. Ideas began arriving effortlessly, as if whispered by an unseen force. This is the power of the infinite mind, the vast ocean of wisdom available to those who learn to listen. Have you ever had a moment where an idea or solution seemed to come out of nowhere? That wasn't coincidence. That was the infinite mind speaking through you. Share your experience in the comments. What was the most unexpected insight you ever received? Ritual of Discovery, Connecting with the Infinite Mind 1. Find a peaceful space. Sit in silence, free from distractions. 2. Breathe deeply and relax. Allow your thoughts to slow. 3. Let go of effort. Instead of trying to think, simply observe what arises. 4. Ask a question. Mentally pose an inquiry to the universe, then let the answer come naturally. 5. Write down what arrives. Insights may come immediately or later in the day. Stay open to receiving. The greatest discoveries in history were not forced, they were received. What answers are waiting for you? Chapter 14, Synchronicities, Signs from the Universe. Ibrahim, a merchant, wandered through bustling marketplaces, searching for opportunities. Each morning, white doves gathered near his window, drawing his eyes toward different paths than usual. At first, he ignored them, but over time, he noticed a pattern. Whenever he followed their direction, something remarkable happened. One day, they led him to an alleyway where he discovered an ancient manuscript, which would later bring him wealth and knowledge. On another occasion, they guided him to a new market filled with eager buyers for his goods. Slowly, Ibrahim realized, the universe speaks in patterns. These coincidences weren't random. They were synchronicities, signs guiding him toward his highest path. The world is constantly communicating with you through repeated numbers, chance encounters, and unexpected patterns. The question is, are you paying attention? Think back to a time when life seemed to nudge you in a certain direction. Did you listen? What happened? Share in the comments. I'd love to hear how the universe has guided you. Ritual of Discovery, the Synchronicity Journal 1. Carry a small notebook. Each day, note patterns, repeated symbols, or coincidences. 2. Reflect on their meaning. Are they guiding you somewhere? Confirming a decision? 3. Trust the universe's language. When signs appear repeatedly, don't dismiss them. Follow where they lead. 4. Share your observations. The more you acknowledge synchronicities, the more they appear. Reality is a conversation. What messages is the universe sending you? Chapter 15, Balancing Inner Energies, Cultivating a Magnetic Presence. In a corporate office filled with competition, a young executive named Sarah commanded her team with authority. Yet despite her drive, something felt missing. Her employees followed her orders, but without enthusiasm. Opportunities slipped away, despite her relentless effort. One day while attending a leadership conference, she observed a woman named Elena. Unlike others who dominated the room with force, Elena moved with quiet confidence, balancing strength with grace. Intrigued, Sarah asked her secret. True influence, Elena said, comes from balancing action with receptivity. Masculine and feminine energy exist within us all. Strength without softness repels. Openness without structure scatters. Sarah began integrating this wisdom. Instead of simply directing, she listened. Instead of forcing, she flowed. Instead of pushing, she invited. The result? Employees engaged more. Clients gravitated toward her. Leadership became effortless. Are you more action-driven or receptive? Have you found a balance between these energies? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your insight might help others find their own equilibrium. Ritual of Discovery, the Balance of Power 1. Journal your energy patterns. At the end of the day, note moments where you used action, masculine, and where you used receptivity, feminine. 2. Find the imbalance. Are you too forceful? Too passive? 3. Make a small shift. Tomorrow, consciously adjust, soften in one area, assert in another. 4. Observe the results. Notice how people and opportunities respond to your balanced energy. Magnetism isn't about effort, it's about alignment. What energy are you radiating? Chapter 16, Defeating Doubt, Strengthening Faith in the Unseen. Standing at the base of Mount Everest, Thomas wasn't just battling the towering peaks, he was battling himself. Each step forward was met with a voice whispering, "You're not ready." The wind carried his fears, wrapping them around him like chains. But then he remembered his mentor's words. The mountain does not yield to doubt. It bows before unwavering faith. With each breath, Thomas replaced fear with certainty. He whispered, "I am prepared. I am strong. I am worthy of this summit." Step by step, doubt faded. Strength took its place. The mountain, once a formidable adversary, became a partner in his ascent. Doubt is not real. It is an illusion, a shadow cast by fear. When you replace doubt with faith, the universe moves in your favor. What's one goal you've hesitated to pursue because of doubt? Write it in the comments. Let's shift that energy together. Ritual of Discovery, the Letter of Faith 1. Write a letter to yourself dated 1 year from today. Express gratitude for all you've accomplished. 2. Describe your success as if it's already happened. What did you overcome? What did you achieve? 3. Seal the letter in place. It's somewhere visible. Let it be a daily reminder of what's possible. 4. Read it often and believe. The universe responds to faith. The more you trust, the more you receive. Doubt creates walls, faith builds bridges. Which one will you choose? We've uncovered powerful truths today, synchronicities, balancing energy, defeating doubt. But now I want to hear from you. Which concept resonated most? What will you apply first? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more transformational insights. Chapter 17, Becoming a Visionary, Seeing the Future. Before it happens, a young entrepreneur, Michael, had faced 3 failed businesses. Yet within those failures lay his greatest lesson. One evening, as he packed up his closed office, he found an old book behind a shelf. It described the power of visionary thinking, not just vague dreams, but detailed blueprints held firmly in the mind. Michael gathered images, words, and numbers that represented his ideal business, creating a vision board. Each morning he stood before it, absorbing every detail. Gradually, his decisions changed. He rejected misaligned opportunities. He sought mentors who mirrored his goals. Within months, the right investor appeared. The perfect office space opened up. One by one, his vision became real. The greatest leaders, inventors, and artists have all mastered this skill, seeing the future before it materializes. Have you ever visualized something so clearly that it later came true? Share your experience in the comments. Ritual of Discovery, the Vision Blueprint 1. Divide a board or paper into 3 sections. Being, who do you want to become? Doing, what actions will you take? Having, what will you achieve? 2. Fill each section with images and words that match your vision. 3rd place, it's somewhere visible. Look at it daily and feel it as real. 4. Take actions that align with this vision. Notice how synchronicities begin appearing. What you focus on expands. So what reality are you focusing on? Chapter 18. The Power of Ritual. Aligning with divine energy. Sarah, an artist, discovered something extraordinary. Each morning before touching a brush, she performed a simple ritual. She lit 3 candles, one for inspiration, one for clarity, one for guidance. She arranged her brushes in a circle, symbolizing infinite creativity. She stood in silence, allowing energy to flow through her hands. At first it seemed unnecessary, but as weeks passed, her work transformed. Buyers described an energy in her paintings that moved them deeply. Rituals are not superstition. They are portals that channel focused intention into reality. Every successful person has rituals, whether they realize it or not. What are your daily rituals? Are they empowering or limiting you? Share one powerful habit in the comments. Ritual of discovery, creating your sacred practice. 1. Choose 3 small ritual actions related to your goal. 2. Assign them a meaning, e.g., lighting a candle, to clarity. 3. Perform them daily with full presence. Let them become sacred moments. 4. Observe the shift. Energy follows focus. Every action can be infused with power. What will you ritualize? Chapter 19. Channeling the Great Mind, Accessing Limitless Creativity. A writer named Marcus sat in a cafe, struggling with creative paralysis. One day, an elderly librarian handed him an old journal. Inside, a passage read, "When the mind grows still, inspiration flows like water from an eternal spring." Skeptical but desperate, Marcus tried something new. Before writing, he silenced his thoughts. He asked the universe for guidance, and then simply listened. At first, nothing happened. But then, like a dam breaking, ideas began pouring in effortlessly. His best work came not from forcing creativity, but from receiving it. Have you ever experienced a moment where inspiration struck out of nowhere? That's the great mind at work. Share your story below. Ritual of discovery, the listening practice 1. Find a quiet space. Sit in stillness for 10 minutes daily. 2. Focus on your breath. Let thoughts drift without attachment. 3. Open yourself to guidance. Ask, then wait for inspiration to come. 4. Write down any insights. Even if they seem small, creativity is not something you chase, it's something you allow. Chapter 20. The Alchemy of Gratitude, Turning Scarcity into Abundance. A merchant named Sarah once struggled in her shop. Sales declined, bills piled up. One day she found a note attached to an old brass key. The key to abundance is not in what you lack, but in what you already possess. That night she tried something new. She wrote down 3 things she was grateful for. At first they were small: loyal customers, her skills, a roof over her head. But as she continued, something shifted. She felt lighter. More customers arrived. New ideas flowed. Gratitude is not just a feeling. It is an energetic force that expands whatever you focus on. What are you grateful for right now? Drop 3 things in the comments below. Ritual of discovery, the Gratitude Journal 1. Every night, write down 3 things you're grateful for. 2. Feel the emotion deeply. Don't just list them. Immerse yourself in appreciation. 3. Watch how your energy shifts. Gratitude attracts more things to be grateful for. What you appreciate, appreciates. Chapter 21. The Observer Mind, Mastering Emotional Control. A martial artist named Jin trained fiercely, but frustration clouded his movements. His master took him to a still pond and dropped a pebble. "Your mind is like this water," he said. "When agitated, it distorts reality. But when still, it reflects the truth." Jin learned to observe his emotions rather than react. Soon his technique improved, not through force but through inner calm. The key to power is detachment. When you master observation, you master life. Have you ever noticed that when you step back from a problem, the solution appears? Share your experience in the comments. Ritual of discovery, the observer's practice. 1. Sit quietly and observe your thoughts. No judgment, just watch. 2. Notice emotional reactions without engaging, like watching clouds pass. 3. Strengthen your inner stillness. Respond, don't react. True mastery begins with self-awareness. Chapter 22. Embracing the unknown. Stepping into destiny. A merchant named Arya was drawn to an old map. It led to an unnamed valley. She hesitated. Leaving her stable business for an uncertain journey was madness. But something called her forward. Following the map, she discovered rare herbs with healing properties unknown to the world. Her business transformed into something greater than she ever imagined. The universe rewards courage. Your next breakthrough lies beyond your comfort zone. What is one bold step you've been afraid to take? Share it in the comments. We're here to support you. Ritual of Discovery, the Courage Step 1. Identify one fearful yet exciting action. 2. Commit to taking it within the next month. 3. Create a small ritual before doing it. Light a candle, hold a symbol, take a deep breath. 4th step, forward and trust the unknown. Everything you want is on the other side of fear. Chapter 23, The Path to Mastery, Becoming the Architect of Your Reality. After years of apprenticeship, a young woodworker named Marcus faced his final test, crafting a masterpiece without guidance. For the first time, he trusted his own wisdom. His hands moved instinctively, carving with skill he hadn't realized he possessed. When he finished, his master simply nodded. You have become the creator. You too have spent this journey learning ancient wisdom. But now comes the real challenge, applying it. What lesson from this book will you implement first? Drop your answer in the comments and let's build something extraordinary together. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more powerful insights.